In November of 1979, a farmer in Caledonia, New York, was walking through the cornfields when he spotted something red lying on the ground. He thought it might be a hunter, but as he got closer, he realized it was the body of a teenage girl. She'd been shot twice, once in the head and once in the back, and left in the field, just off Route 20. Her pockets were turned inside out as if someone had taken any form of ID. She was fully clothed and showed no sign of sexual assault. Nobody knew who she was, though. For the next 35 years, she would be known only as Caledonia Jane Doe, or Callie Doe. She was around 16 years old, but investigators couldn't be sure at the time. Most of the evidence had been washed away by heavy rain the night of the murder. But there were strange clues, like the tan lines on her body, unusual for a cold New York November. Her hair had recently been lightened in the front and was growing out. She wore a turquoise necklace and a vending machine keychain that read, "He who holds the key can open my heart." Her clothes were a mix of sizes: corduroy pants, a plaid shirt, a red windbreaker that was a promotional item and nearly impossible to trace. She also wore brown ripple-soled shoes and a necklace that resembled Native American jewelry from the Southwest. Investigators dug into everything. Her stomach contents showed she had eaten sweet corn, potatoes, and canned ham, possibly from a nearby diner. A waitress even remembered seeing her with a white man, about 5'8", wearing black wire-rimmed glasses, driving a tan station wagon, and he paid for her meal. The girl was shot first in the head, suggesting she didn't flinch or see it coming. Then she was dragged into the cornfield and shot again in the back, and just like that, she was gone. Nobody came forward to claim her, and no missing persons report matched her description. Years passed, and then in 1984, serial killer Henry Lee Lucas confessed to her murder. But like many of his confessions, police just didn't buy it. Another possible suspect, Christopher Wilder, was killed in a police shootout before they could question him. Leads went cold eventually. But this case never stopped haunting the local sheriff's department. They never gave up. In 2005, investigators were able to extract DNA from the remains. Then in 2006, they used forensic palynology, which I've never heard of, basically analyzing pollen on her clothes, and discovered something kind of bizarre. Her clothes had pollen from Australian pine, which only grows in very specific parts of the US, like South Florida, Southern California, and Arizona. She also had spruce and birch pollen found in the mountains of California, but not in rural New York. Combined with her tan lines, it became clear that this girl had come from somewhere warm. The real breakthrough came in 2010 when an online volunteer named Carl Koppelman, a forensic artist, drew a facial reconstruction of Callie Doe and uploaded it to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. And he didn't know it yet, but this drawing would change everything. In 2014, a woman in Florida named Laurel Nowell, an old high school friend, started looking for a girl she hadn't seen since the late 70s, tammyjoalexander. She contacted Tammy's half-sister, Pamela Dyson, who hadn't heard from her in decades. This is where they decided to file a missing persons report, and then they saw Koppelman's sketch of Callie Doe. They were stunned. It looked just like Tammy. DNA was collected from Dyson, and in January 2015, 35 years after she was killed, Caledonia Jane Doe was finally identified as Tammyjoalexander. Tammy had grown up in Brooksville, Florida. She had a tough life. Her mother was addicted to prescription meds. She was emotionally unstable and often suicidal. And Tammy ran away frequently and even hitchhiked across the country with a friend, once reaching California. The last time anyone saw her was in the spring of 1979. After her identification, Tammy's original headstone marked "Unidentified Girl" was replaced with her real name. Her family held a service, and the town that cared for her all those years without a name were finally able to mourn her with a name. Her killer, however, still hasn't been found. The FBI later confirmed male DNA was found on her clothing, and it's being run through national databases for familial matches, but authorities still believe the man at the diner seen with Tammy just hours before her murder might hold the key to solving this case. In 2020, on what would have been Tammy's 57th birthday, police released audio clips of her voice from a cassette she had mailed to her boyfriend in 1979.
Kevin, how you doing? I'm fine. That was nice to hear from you. I'm very glad to get you better. I gotta go now, so you take care and be careful.
Her voice has kind of been frozen in time, and it's just very eerie. Tammy's story reminds us that behind every Jane Doe is a daughter, a sister, and a friend, and someone who loves these missing people. And someone somewhere knows exactly what happened to her.